My father didn't give me away. He sold me. To a man everyone feared. To a man I was supposed to obey, fear, and eventually hate. Instead, I gave him my body. Then I gave him my heart. Now, I'm carrying his child. And I don't know if that makes me free. Or more owned than ever. 1 month ago. You're joking, right? No, my father said flatly, not even looking up from his glass. You'll marry him. Or we all die. That's when I laughed. Because that's what you do when your whole world slips out from under you. Then he dropped the name. Nico Moretti. And I stopped laughing. The Morettis weren't just rich. They were ruthless. Everyone whispered about them. People disappeared around them. And Nico? He was the coldest one. The youngest Don in decades. The one who took over after his brother was found face down in the Hudson. Rumor said he didn't blink at the funeral. And now I was being traded to him. Like a pawn. I met him the next night. He walked into my father's house like he owned it, and maybe he did. Tall. Clean-shaven. Dark brown hair pushed back carelessly. Slate gray eyes that never looked surprised. As if he'd already predicted everything you'd do and beat you at it. He didn't smile when he saw me. He just said, "You're prettier than your father's lies made you sound." I stood straighter. "And you're colder than the rumors promised." Something flickered behind his eyes. Then he handed my father an envelope, took me by the wrist, and said, "Let's go." No goodbye. No ceremony. No time to run. His mansion sat on a hill like it looked down on the world. Like him. Everything inside was quiet. Minimal. Expensive. Including the silence. He didn't talk to me the first night. He didn't touch me either. But when he walked past me, I could feel it, this magnetic pull. Like danger. Or gravity. And when he looked at me, it wasn't cruel. It was something worse. Curious. Day 3. Why me? I finally asked. He didn't look up from his laptop. Because your father owed me, and I don't like breaking kneecaps unless I have to. That doesn't answer the question. He glanced at me. You were part of the deal. But you were also a choice. I blinked. What? He stood, walking slowly toward me. I've seen desperate. I've seen gold diggers. Women who want my name or my money. But you stood there and insulted me before the ink was dry. You've got fire. I swallowed. And that's what you want? A fire you can own? No, he said. A fire that can burn with me. Or against me. I didn't fall in love with him in a week. But I noticed things. Like how he worked all night, but never missed morning coffee. How he never raised his voice, but everyone still flinched when he entered a room. How he looked at me like he was trying not to want something. One night, I wandered into the library. He was there, tie undone, staring out at the storm. Can't sleep, he asked. Not when I'm being held captive in a mafia boss's house. You're not a prisoner, Juliet. You're a debt. That's somehow worse. He chuckled. And it shook something loose in me. That was the night it changed. He poured me wine. He told me about his mother, how she died young. How his father taught him power came before peace. He asked me about my favorite book. I told him. Then he kissed me. It wasn't soft. It wasn't violent. It was deep. Unapologetic. Like he'd waited for me to hate him less. And when he carried me to his room, there was no demand. No order. Only fire. We didn't talk about it the next day. He went back to being distant. But something shifted. He touched my waist when he passed me. He cooked breakfast himself instead of having the staff do it. He watched me when he thought I wasn't looking. And me? I started sleeping in his bed. Started asking questions. Started falling. Then I threw up. Twice in one morning. I stared at the test in the bathroom, hands shaking, heart racing. 2 lines. I was pregnant. With a mafia boss's child. I didn't tell him right away. I tried to pretend things were normal. But he noticed. "You're pale," he said. "You're quiet. Did someone say something to you?" "No," I lied. "I'm fine." But Nico didn't do fine. He didn't let things slide. That night, he cornered me in the hallway. "I'm not a patient man, Juliet." I stared at him, breath catching. "I'm pregnant." Silence. Complete. Still. Heavy. Then he stepped back, hands curling into fists. "Is it mine?" I glared. "You think I've been sleeping around?" "No," he said quickly. "That's not what I meant. I just didn't expect this." Well, neither did I. He didn't yell. Didn't storm out. He just left the room and didn't come back that night. I thought maybe I'd ruined everything. That he'd send me away. Or worse. But the next morning, I walked into the kitchen and froze. There were 6 different kinds of vitamins on the counter. A doctor waiting in the living room. And Nico, making me scrambled eggs with spinach. "I read it's good for the baby," he said. My heart cracked wide open. He never said he was happy. But he started doing things. He canceled meetings to sit beside me at ultrasounds. He started touching my belly at night, long after he thought I was asleep. He told the guards, "If anything happens to her, you answer to me." And one night, he looked at me with the softest eyes I'd ever seen and said, "I never planned for this. But I don't want to lose it." "Lose what?" I whispered. "You. The baby. The chance to get this right." My father called the next day. He wanted money. Again. I told him to burn in hell. Then Nico took the phone. And said, "If you ever contact her again, I'll bury you next to your debts." I'd never felt safer. I wasn't just a deal anymore. I was his. And strangely, he was mine too. They say love can't grow in the dark. But it did. In late nights and stormy windows. In whispered apologies and quiet protectiveness. In one stolen girl. And the man who refused to let her go. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.